Hey everyone, welcome to this Bizmates Words and Phrases video series. And today's idiom is at it again. At it again. This is a great idiom to know because a lot of native speakers say this. And they say it really quickly, at it again. But it's really difficult for non-native speakers to catch this idiom. So, you don't have to use it, but it's good to know it. Okay, so let's learn this, but first, let's do our review test. Okay, so imagine I'm complaining about my boss. I say, yeah, Mr. Suzuki is such a strict boss. He's so tough. And you say, 5 seconds, go. Time's up. That's right. Yes, but he really cares about his staff at heart. Okay, I hope you got that. At heart. Okay, let's go on to today's idiom, at it again. Okay, so let's imagine Taro is my colleague and Ken and Taka are our other colleagues. 2 other colleagues, and they're fighting. Okay, they're having an argument. And I say, Taro, are Taka and Ken having an argument? And Taro says, yes, they're fighting again. This is okay, they're fighting again. But you know, instead of saying they're fighting, they're having an argument, you know, they're doing something, you just want to focus on that again. They're doing something again. You don't have to say they're fighting, they're having an argument. Okay, you could say this. So I say, are Taka and Ken having an argument? And Taro says, yeah, they're at it again. Very natural, okay? So Taro doesn't have to say they're fighting, they're having an argument, they're debating. He just says they're at it again. They're doing it again. Very natural, okay? But we say this really quickly. They're at it again, okay? And you know, it could be used for many things, like they're watching YouTube videos again. They're watching Bizmates channel again. They're working hard again. They're having a meeting again. All those situations, you could say they're at it again. Okay? And one more thing is, it does have a little bit of a negative tone. Okay? So when you want to say, oh yeah, they're doing it again, that sort of situation, we use this idiom. Okay? And you could say it with sophistication. So like, you know, they're at it again. Okay, even with the pose, yeah, they're at it again. This is kind of like the James Bond pose. They're at it again. Okay, so let's look at pronunciation. It's yes, they're at it again. Yes, they're at it again. You try. Good, okay, with my sentence. Are Taka and Ken having an argument? I see. Very natural. Okay, for homework, next time I will say, are Taka and Ken having an argument? And you just say, yes, they're at it again. Okay, please remember this, and we'll see you next time. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Thanks for watching the video. If you want to see more videos, check out Justin's videos for beginners and the other videos on our channel.
And don't forget to click the subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed. Give us a like and leave us some comments.
And we'll see you next time. Thank you.